Thanks for joining us for an insight into the new XLNT Bivvy from Prologic. It's packed full of features, really clever design. I'm going to walk you through some of those and show you why it represents such amazing value for money and is a formidable bit of kit in its own right. First of all, it features a crossover construction. When you look at it from the sides, it's an X-shaped frame. That gives it incredible rigidity and stability. It also means that you can set it up freestanding without having to peg it out. With a pram hook design, obviously you have to pull it forward and peg it all out so that it will stand up of its own volition. With this, once you put the frames together, it stands up on its own. So if you need to throw it up quickly to cover your kit, or even if it's just a windless day and you don't need to use the pegs, it's a nice feature. So you can also move it around very, very easily and simply without having to peg it out. The material is double coated 210 nylon, which is extremely weather resistant, breathable with a very high hydrostatic head. To you and I, that means it's pretty waterproof. You'll notice just here is a very, very aggressive downward angle peak, which, due to the very clever design of the male and female sockets on the ends of the arms, means it cannot fold up or blow backwards, even if you are facing into 100-mile-an-hour wind. Talking of that sort of weather, that is exactly the sort of place where a bivvy like this would really come into its own. Because as I mentioned, the cross frame design makes this like a proverbial limpet. And I can guarantee you, I have never felt a bivvy that locks down to the ground quite the way this does. I'm very fat 16 stoner and you know it's as solid as a rock, which for somewhere like this, we're down at Burners Hall in Essex today, very open reservoir, exposed to all the elements. A few bivvies have been destroyed down here over the years. This is not going to be affected at all. So in addition to this downward facing, very rakish peak design, we've got the beading which runs all the way round to allow runoff of water to the sides and away from you. We've got rigidity poles that run from the front of the peak across the whole framework, which just add to that limpet-like resistance that you get to any wind. Again, it's beyond rock solid. It's quite incredible, this bivvy. So as we look at the front, let's just come down here. The front is completely removable, should you need to. If you want to keep it in place, certainly for these long hot summer nights, or short nights if you get my meaning, that are packed full of mosquitoes and other biting insects, you've got a mesh front there, which you can expose by rolling down this front panel, which secures very neatly at the base there. And of course at the rear, we've got a very large, generous mosquito panel there as well, mosquito mesh panel I should say, which will allow the air to pass right through the bivvy. We have stainless steel pegging points all the way round, and inside we have a storage system which is very handy at the back of the bed chair area for sound box, keys, things like that. Another nice part of this design is that the back of the bivvy is completely flat. That allows you to get your bed chair right into the back of the area. It's quite a small footprint really what it takes up, but the space that you get inside is quite considerable. Having said that, it's not a big bivvy. A couple of people have said to me, well, it's a bit small for all the kitchen sink and everything. Clearly, if you're that sort of angler that takes everything, this isn't the bivvy for you. There's an awful lot of anglers out there like myself that like to travel light, and you might just be taking enough kit for the quick fashionable overnighter. You know, I carry a rucksack, a food bag and a bed chair, and that will comfortably go in here and then some. So it's a small compact design, and if you're that sort of angler who's looking for a shelter which is lightweight, and I should mention the poles only have a couple of joints throughout, so when it's packed down, it's a very lightweight system. So it's light, it's portable, it's compact, it's incredibly resilient to weather, and that is the new XLNT Bivvy. Now, this is available in the UK, wait for the bombshell, for less than 200 English pounds. Absolutely remarkable bit of kit. It's the new XLNT Bivvy, available from a Prologic store near you now.